find a window or a frame to put some decoupage paper in, but we have to uncover it first. Every time I go through my window stash, yeah, they're all lined up, so you have to take them individually and pull them out. This one might be the size. Ooh.
26.
Oh.
It's good. Well, it's actually 24 then.
So we didn't find a window that fit, but we found this beautiful frame that I think will work out perfect for this. Oh goodness. Okay, so, but I'm gonna take, this is fabric, and I'm not going to try to paint the fabric, and you'll actually see more of the image if I get this piece off. So it's got some hanging wire on here that we will take off. And then to this decoupage paper, I'm going to add in painting this frame. And I know that the goldy, people who love the gold color, this has been sitting in my booth for 3 months. It takes up a lot of space. It's a beautiful beveled glass mirror that I bought at Goodwill. So that the olive one that I already painted already sold. So I'm going to go ahead and paint this chippy frame, along with painting that. Oh, I can't wait to get that decoupage paper done. So Dawn dish soap, some hot water to get this. It's been sitting in the barn for a while. I'm sure it's been dirty, but I don't like to pass up these beautiful frames. Now there's brokenness to the frame, as you can see, cracked. That's why it's a perfect candidate for painting. So to get the paint to stick, so I don't have to sand, I don't want it to, I'd like it to chip, but most of it stick. We're gonna prime them with a few coats of shellac. That'll just help that paint bond. For the frame, I'm going to go ahead and do flower sack. I think it'll complement that swan and give it that classic cottage core farmhouse look. I think it'll be beautiful. For the mirror, I'm hoping I have enough old olive left. I do have an order, but I think I have just enough that I can paint that frame the old olive also, because I thought it was gorgeous. So Sweet Pickins milk paint is a powder. You do equal parts powder to equal parts water. This is just tap water, y'all. I just fill a water bottle with tap water. It's nothing special. Doesn't have to be distilled, purified water. It's just a reused bottle. And then you go ahead and stir it together. You'll see it start to aerate, make bubbles. And then you stir it for about 2 minutes, and then you just sit it off to the side and let it thicken up. Okay, so it's time to start painting. So I kind of just do a tapping motion in the detail to get the paint in there. Seems to be the easiest. some beautiful detail on this.
The real trash thrown away. Now it's just a question.
Okay, now it just has to dry with the first coat. It takes a little bit longer to dry, especially since the paint kind of will cool down. So I don't use a heat gun. I just turn my fan on and let it dry naturally. Okay, now this frame has a ton of detail. That's why I was worried if I was going to have enough paint, but well, there's a little bit left if I need to make up some more. We get the initial on. Oh, I think it'll be beautiful. I could have done it white, but I've done plenty of the white ones. And on the backing, this is not an old frame. This is Hobby Lobby, I believe. And maybe that's why it wasn't selling. So we just need to make it not look Hobby Lobby. Coat number 2. Got a lot of cracking going on with this first coat, but that's okay. There was detail happening. Sometimes when it comes to white, you got to do more than 2 coats, so mix up the rest of the milk paint. So I'm hoping for the best here. But I don't have to get so much into all the detailed areas now because it's already in there. It's always nerve-wracking when you get down to that last little bit of paint and you don't have any more to make up. I think it'll be okay. I think that's going to be plenty. So I did not have like a piece of cardboard that was big enough to do a backing that I wasn't going to have to tape. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll go get poster board, like from the Dollar Tree store. Well, the poster board was still too short. So Walmart had this trifold board. And at first I'm like, oh, it's split in half. I don't want to have to tape it. But if you turn it around, it has a full piece of the board. So that'll be perfect to put the decoupage paper on. I don't have to paint it because it's already white. So my paper will pop. I just have to put it on and then cut it down to size. So I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm not going to cut my board down yet because my frame is still drying. So I'm going to put the paper right on here and then, oh, look at that. Is like the perfect poster board. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm almost thinking though, because I'm not going to be able to iron the poster board because it'll melt it, I might take a moment and iron my paper so that these creases get out of the paper first. So I'm going to lay some parchment paper over it. This is probably the most expensive decoupage paper I've ever purchased. And I only purchased one. So it's a one and done here. So I'm praying that everything goes well and I don't mess anything up. So yes, let's get these hopefully ironed out before adhering it. These little Cricut heat presses come in so handy. I'm just going to work in sections. Gonna get all the creases out. So to put it down, to adhere it to the poster board, we're just using Fusion's transfer gel because it won't bleed through and change the color of the paper. Gonna mist it with some water, just slightly. Put my hand in a Ziploc. I don't know. Seems like I got quite a few wrinkles in it. Either way, it's just a big piece of paper. Sometimes you just have to live with your imperfections. Okay. Like I said, work in sections. I should have done that differently. I should have done down here half and then half. Oh well. Oops. Okay, now I'm going to go back over it with some more of the transfer gel. It's still wet. Okay, so I let my frame dry overnight just because it pools a lot in this area as it runs down. So now we're going to be doing some aging wax by Fusion and then some clear wax kind of to rub it off. I want that aging wax to get into those details to really make them pop even more. I don't want it to be too dark, but I want it to give it some age, so I'm just going to do a dry brush to get it out. Oh, it just pops them a little bit more than what just the white paint will. And then I love that as I'm waxing it, it's chipping off, so you see that underneath, it really gives it that nice I've been around for a while kind of look. Oh, I love it. Now we're gonna do the same thing to the mirror, but oh my gosh, look at that detail is deep. There's a lot of it, but it's gonna take, I just painted a frame and age it and give it more detail. So let's see how we can get it. It's a lot of detail. So this little brush that's tipped, I think you can get them on Amazon. I'm trying to remember. I know that a viewer sent me some and I had some, but I'm trying to remember where I bought them from. Yeah. But I know like the tip to get into that really is, the tip on this brush to get into this detail is really helpful. And it's better to kind of work into sections so that I find anyway, so that your wax isn't drying on you and harder to get off. Or you can go ahead and wax it and go back. It's whatever you want to do. So now I'm going to take some of the clear wax. And then I'm just going to, I knew it would be gorgeous. I just knew it would be gorgeous. Oh my goodness. Look at that. That detail is amazing with wax. Oh my gosh. Oh, no regrets painting this gold frame that I tried to sell for 3 months and then it just collected dust. Oh my goodness. A little bit of the brushing just to make sure that I don't have a glump of the dark wax or the light wax, either one, stuck in one of those crevices. Oh, my heart is so happy about this. Let's take a closer view. Okay, beautiful green color, old olive, aging wax. Just, oh, olive. Just looks like I painted a frame. That's exactly what it looks like. But take it and put some wax on it, pop those details. Oh my goodness. Okay, so now it's time to cut this, but I need to see the frame. So I can make some marks. Don't want to cut the swan off. Is this not gorgeous? Oh my gosh. Completely gorgeous. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm trying to go all the way to the bottom and I don't want to cut any of the wing off, or not much of the wing off. So there's an inside lip, so what I'm going to do is try to just make a simple pencil mark in the inside of that. So that way I can take the frame off, I can see my pencil marks. But the one thing I do want to do is, even if my pencil marks aren't quite right, I'm going to go ahead and measure it. And the frame itself says it's a 20 by 24, so I'm just going to double check that that is that measurement. I don't want to be like, oh, sure it is, you know, and then next thing I know, I cut wrong. Just double check my measurements. So this is 20 by 24. Oh, you know why? Because I took that mat out. So good thing I didn't go by that. So it is 22 by 26. Make sure it didn't move. this is a square, so that'll be helpful. Okay, just got some more to cut. Okay, so let's see if I cut right. I don't think it matters which way I go with this. And I think I only need the one piece. So it's like a perfect, perfect fit. The poster board did bow a little bit, well, you know, because it got wet. So I'm putting some pressure on it as I'm taping it down. So now I'm just cutting the excess off. After getting it cut off, I'm just going to take some sandpaper because I didn't leave very clean edges when I was cutting. Just some sandpaper to make sure it's nice and smooth. Time to put a hanging system on here. I usually measure down 6 inches and then make it nice and tight. Something that I do. I don't let me rhyme a reason of why I do it, but I just get these little eyelets, these little hook. They're not really hooks, but now I'm just attaching some wire. I just use 17 gauge wire. It's nice and strong. You don't have to worry about it overextending. Being stretched out, I guess. Not overextending, stretching out. So I'll just try to get it as tight as I can so that it's not pulling, you don't see it from the front. I tried to sell this as is, right from when I bought it from Goodwill. You can see the wire's not right because it hangs above. It was ripped, very thin paper when I purchased it. So, and then it is actually a rectangle, it's not a square. So I will do 2 different hanging systems so you can hang it 2 different ways. So thank you so much for watching today's video. And nope, I didn't paint the swan. It was that beautiful decoupage paper from Mint by Michelle. I ordered mine from Canada. I didn't see any local USA links to be able to purchase that, so maybe it's just a Canadian thing. So it does take a little bit to get. You're not going to get it overnight. Anyway, I absolutely love this one. I knew once I started researching her, when you guys were all like, hey, you got to check out this. She has larger paper. And then I saw the swan. And then, yeah, if you watch my channel and you're a regular of the Journey channel, you know a lot of the hauls, I pick up swans. I've made over a ton of swans. I fixed a broken swan. Yeah, I absolutely love swans. So, and then Hobby Lobby. Yes, I love Hobby Lobby as much as the next guy, but when you're in an antique mall, it's hard to resell Hobby Lobby stuff when people know that they can just go to Hobby Lobby and get it. So, you know, that mirror was beautiful. I spent a lot, $40 at a Goodwill on that mirror, but it was gorgeous. It was heavy. So I'm like, let's try it first, see if somebody wants it as is, and they didn't, you know. I put the green chippy one in that I had done earlier, and it, like, of course, it sold. I knew it would. Even when I do them white chippy, they sell really fast. So I'm like, bring this home. Space in your retail booth is valuable, so you can't just have something hanging around not selling. So brought it home, painted it. You know, painting is one thing, you know, I painted it green. But that wax, oh my gosh, that wax just took it to the next level, getting all that detail, popping all that detail, changing out the back. Yes, it was made by Hobby Lobby or whatever, sold by Hobby Lobby, but it is a totally new piece now. Then giving it 2 different hanging systems just helps. So thank you again so much for watching today's video, and let me know down in the comments, have I inspired you to look in secondhand finds in a new way? And if you're new and you're checking out this channel for the first time and you liked what you saw, you love to make over pre-loved items, you just want to get ideas for items that you might see out and about while you're thrifting, or items that you may have in your own stash. So hit that subscription button along with the notification bell so you know we uploaded a new video, and we will see you next time, guys, and you can see what I'm up to. Bye!